No, yeah, no, I've never had a shot at a bar. I've never really even been in a bar.
Sister Wives season 19, episode 20, recap part 2, final part, and
we went into this Irish pub for lunch, and I wasn't exactly sure what the big surprise was that Kendra was so excited to bring us there for.
I think she was just excited to take us to a pub because we as polygamists have never been in a pub before.
Oh, is that what it was?
And I don't think she knows that we sell our jewelry in a casino.
don't get me wrong. I know why they do it, why they say this, whatever. But this is a really good reminder when you have someone in your face and you're kind of feeling bad. You're like, oh my God, I'm not as virtuous as you, and I stumbled and I did this or whatever. They're probably not telling the truth. So it's okay. Let's continue. That was at the end of the episode because Janelle and Christine and David went to go and take a shot. And I can see saying I've never taken a shot, but saying I've never been, it's just, you need to make yourself look a certain way, then really be that way. Don't just say the things because it's easy to kind of fact check those sorts of things, right? Well, going right back to the beginning of the episode and the level of obsession people with some of these ideals have with mattress romping. Listen, I like a good roll in the sack as much as anybody else. Don't get me wrong, but my entire life does not revolve around it.
Robin said, in the church that we used to belong to, they teach that you're not divorced until you basically have the next guy. Skip it all, go have sex with somebody, then that marriage is over, you can move on. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
This one really got me thinking too about context is like, imagine living this whole life where like nothing was open. They didn't talk about anything. They didn't do anything. But because they leave, you feel comfortable enough to start kind of determining what they should be doing with their body. That's interesting. I thought Janelle's response was interesting too, because essentially like this is what Kody was doing.
It bothers me that Christine's so flippant about, well, you should just go sleep with somebody, because my brain doesn't work that way. I mean, the boundaries were set in place because these are families. Otherwise, if it's just some guy goes and gets a girlfriend and starts sleeping around, it's just a bunch of baby mamas. But we are a family. We are raising children together as a family structure, not just a whole bunch of women who are sleeping with some guy.
I'm not disagreeing that that's not the way it's supposed to be. And maybe it was like that for the wives, like 3 of them. But it does seem like Kody, the way he dropped everybody, the way he doesn't really seem to care about any of these responsibilities, that he was kind of just trying to get his pencil wet, and it got really hard. And he was like, oh, no, I'm out. I'm not talking to you guys. Oh, but Meri, she's cracking me up this season.
Until I have somebody, that means I'm still attached to Kody. I don't think it means that. I think it really is more for if you're going to go outside of your marriage and have sexual relations, then now that marriage is nullified.
Maybe that's why he got so mad when Suki asked him about this. So then Janelle goes into how she would like to actually dissolve the spiritual union, because just a little crash course, this is not in-depth, but you have your legal marriage, which usually only one of the wives has. First it was Meri, then it was Robin. Then you have the spiritual marriage, and that's the one that's supposed to be like the big deal, and that's for eternity. So even if you don't spend your life together, in their viewpoint, if you don't get that dissolved, you're going to spend eternity together. Then Janelle goes into how she wants the money for Coyote Pass, because at the end of the day, the money from the sale of her home in Vegas is why Robin and Kody were able to buy that huge thing, and they had all always helped each other out, but now that that's off the table, she might need paid back.
Janelle, when she sold her home in Vegas, the proceeds from the sale of that went into Robin's home. It went into Robin's home. Why? I don't know what they're getting out of it. They don't know how much they're going to get out of the property still. Dealing anything finances with him is just terrible. Yeah, don't sign me up for that.
Janelle feels like she just caught on too late and that they're rewriting history, and she really doesn't appreciate it, right? But then we bring in the Spin Doctors, and not the cool band from the 90s, no.
This is a tough conversation for me, because I'm just like, wait a minute, we worked together for so long and I helped so much with these earlier years. Like for me, it's like, feels balanced.
So just 2 notes off the bat. 1, helped them a lot in those earlier years. Man, you were in elementary, middle, and high school in their earlier years. Just throwing that out there. And it feels balanced. You know what? Honestly, I would probably feel pretty balanced sitting in the nicest house with the nicest things and the most money. I'm sure it does feel balanced for her.
I tried to help Janelle buy a house.
Christine's house.
And she got mad at me. She wanted that RV lifestyle, I guess. Now that everybody's broken up, they want to say, I didn't get something or I gave something, but you didn't. We were just making sure everybody was taken care of.
So Kody always likes to say, well, I offered to help you buy a house. Well, he wanted me to buy Christine's house, which I didn't really like. Like, I would love to have that cash now. It would go a really long way on my new project in North Carolina.
Let me go ahead and eliminate the word salad for you, and I'm going to show you what he really means.
I'm not trying to rip you off, Mary. Let's all imagine in Janelle's head because Janelle feels like, oh, I got divorced, so I deserve something.
A true story. I was actually married to someone like this, and they genuinely think there are a lot of men out there that think that if you divorce and decide to leave the relationship, that you should not be entitled to any of the life that y'all built together, no matter how much you put in there, no matter how much they took out. And I know you want me to like end with this story about how I took him to court and I did all this and blah, blah, blah. Nah, I just wanted my freedom. I let him keep everything. If you have options otherwise, I would strongly encourage you not to do that, because starting over in your late 30s is not exactly the funnest thing in the world. But, you know, hey, if you just got to get away, you just got to get away. But they do believe that the marital assets are something that you should have never had any entitlement to. You left the relationship. If you wanted to live this life, then you should have stayed. But that was pretty much the entire episode, give or take a few things. But honestly, anything that you're going to see in these episodes, you've seen in another episode previously. The most we know is they're going to be back sometime maybe April, March-ish to finish out the season, get the tell-all of that stuff. But it's on hiatus right now. There's another show kind of sitting in that slot. And we will get to the Big Family, Big City. I watched that. I was worried I was being too harsh, watched it and was like, oh wow, I was really nice. I will see you for that recap tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a great day.